Hello and welcome to Cover 3 presented by Papa John's. I'm Manny Robinson with Marcel Louis-Jacques, Scott Kiefer, Bart Boat right behind the controls, and we're serving up 3 slices of Clemson football, so let's get right into it. Clemson yawned through Inner Sandman and put Virginia Tech to sleep Saturday night in Blacksburg. Clemson became the first team to defeat 3 top 15 foes in September. The Tigers don't look like they have any plans to slow down as they open the October schedule with Wake Forest.
And you know, I don't know what to make of the Demon Deacons. I say that every year though. But we found out this past Saturday, they've got some mettle, particularly on defense. They stuck right with Florida State and reverted to their old ways at the end. They got conservative offensively, and I think it cost them. They ended up losing the game. You know, in not so distant history, Wake Forest kind of helped give rise to the term Clemsoning. Shh, don't say that aloud, right? Don't tell Dabo. Those days have since passed. Clemson has now made a habit of beating teams they're supposed to beat and teams they aren't supposed to beat regularly. So who knows what will happen, but Wake Forest is now a Clemson victim on a regular basis, and I don't think it'll change Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I expect Wake Forest to come into Death Valley next weekend on a mission. It seems like this upset bid was just kind of taken from them. They did shoot themselves in the foot a little bit, but still to be so close and so far away is going to hurt. It's going to be motivating. But one thing that's got to be a little dejecting is when they watch film on the Virginia Tech Clemson game and see Virginia Tech stopped Clemson's running backs from their usual form of production. You know, 24 carries, 52 yards, that's about 2.1 yards per carry. And Kelly Bryant still runs for 94 yards on 19 carries. He outrushed Virginia Tech by himself. As a defense, what do? You know, how do you stop this four-headed hydra at running back, and Kelly Bryant still almost goes for triple digits. So I'm not sure if Wake Forest has the horses to stop Clemson completely on offense, and, you know, it just might be another long day at the park.
You know, we discussed Saturday when they get down in the red zone that they're doing a lot of running. They're using that running back by committee and Kelly Bryant's feet. But you would like to see them maybe switch it up a little bit and maybe use the tight end down in there in those close quarters. And once you look at Mylan Richard's family tree, you understand why he's kind of blossoming into a reliable target for the Tigers.
What's it like having Herschel Walker as a member of your family?
Right. It's normal to me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have an uncle, everybody has uncles, and so to me, he was just one of my uncles. And so, you know, I kind of started understanding who he was as I grew up. And then when I got older and really got into football, that's kind of like when I really understood. And so, but again, I mean, it's never shocking or it doesn't, you know, amuse me really because he's always just been one of my uncles. So somebody I can call and lean on just like the rest of my family. I probably see him maybe 2 or 3 times a year, just, you know, Christmas and big holidays like that. The family usually gathers, so it's good. He hasn't been here yet, but yeah, we talk all the time. So he watches all the games and things like that. So it's neat, you know, to talk to him afterwards and see what he has to say and things like that. Usually we don't even talk about football, so we usually talk about life a lot and, you know, school. He's big on academics, and when I told him I was graduating in December, he was excited. So he can't wait for that. You know, I'm blessed to have a great family, and they really let me make my decisions, and they were on board wherever I wanted to go. So I can still remember, you know, when I said I wanted to come here, and my parents were excited about it. They were like, you know, call Coach Sweeney, let's go, let's do it. So they were all on board. I'm a huge family guy. You know, I play for my family, and I care about my family a lot. Being an only child, you know, so my parents are everything to me and my family. I'm really blessed to have the family that I have.
You know, one of the most popular figures on Saturday game days is not wearing a football uniform at all, but rather tiger stripes. Our own Lauren Petrarca went behind the scenes to find out the person behind the mask.
This is my 4th year being a mascot. I was the Tiger Cub actually, my freshman and sophomore year, and made the switch to the Tiger before my junior year. It's a different character as soon as you put this tiger suit on and you adapt to someone else or you adapt to a different personality. So you have to take away the person outside of the suit and really adapt to what's on the outside once you put the suit on. Game days they're crazy. So we'd be at Tiger Walk, we'd be at the parade, and then we have the hill and all the promotions and all the fans, you know, screaming Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. So game days are definitely a rush. You have to get a lot of sleep the night before and be ready to go every Saturday. My favorite experience in shoot was definitely leading the team out at the national championship this past year. So obviously we got the W and got the win, so it was very, very exciting. Not many people, if anybody, knows who actually is doing all these experiences and getting to run down the hill or run out the national championship. So it's very, very fun. It's not fun not being able to tell people about the experiences and not being able to brag or post pictures on Instagram and tell everybody that, oh, you know, I ran down the hill or I had a national championship and things like that. But just to be able to be a part of that and lead the team out was definitely a memory I will remember forever.
Now for our fun feature of the week, we kick it to our Nickelback, Elizabeth LaFleur.
Bowman Field looks a little different this time of year. Students playing ultimate frisbee have been replaced by large wood and wire structures and teams working to build homecoming floats.
I actually walked out of my apartment yesterday and saw all the floats on Bowman, and it's just one of those weeks that there's a buzz on campus and everyone's just they have a little bit more pep in their step, a little bit bigger smile.
A few dozen yards away, volunteers are working on another tradition, building the university's 25th Habitat for Humanity homecoming house.
I think homecoming is like my favorite week of the year.
Samuel Reinert has spent the past year planning one of Clemson homecoming's marquee events, but he spent his entire life as a Tiger.
I grew up in Anderson. My parents both graduated from Clemson, so I was at my first football game when I was like 2 or 3 weeks old.
Reinert is the 2017 Tigerama director. The Friday night event, which features student skits, the crowning of Miss Homecoming, and tiger paw-shaped fireworks. This year's theme, Orange Crush, is a nod to the name of the play that won the national championship.
And so we're celebrating that, but also the Orange Crush kind of has a second meaning that I talked about with the feeling you get when you walk across campus.
The Tigerama team knows the event is one that brings students, alumni, and future Tigers together.
Kids about this tall that were me back in the day, 2 students now, 2 alumni coming back all the way.
It's the best time we really experience the something in these hills that Joe Sherman talks about. So being able to sit there and just like celebrate the football team in the stadium, where it's kind of like a calm before the storm sort of feel, just really, I have chills thinking about it right now. It's such a cool, just once in a lifetime experience.
Well, that does it for us this week on Cover 3, presented by Papa John's. For Marcel, Scott, Bart, and Elizabeth, thanks for joining us. Catch us next week right here on Cover 3.